Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're zeroing in on something happening right now, very immediate. The severe weather that's, hammering the D.C. region today, Friday, May 30th, 2025.
It's definitely an active situation unfolding.
Yeah, and we've got a stack of source material here from the FOX5 DC digital team. They've got live updates detailing the alerts, the warnings, the watches, and, the forecast as it stands.
Lots of information coming in.
So our mission really for this deep dive is to try and cut through some of that noise. We want to unpack exactly what these different alerts mean for you, understand what the source says is driving this weather, and get a handle on the potential impact tonight.
That sounds like a good plan.
And as we get into the source material, you'll see pretty quickly it's not just one thing. It's like a complex, layered situation all happening at once.
It really is a dynamic weather pattern. Getting a clear picture of what's active and where is absolutely critical right now. And one of the first things that really jumps out from this FOX5 update is the most serious stuff, the immediate warnings.
Okay, yeah, let's start there. The source is very clear on the most urgent threat, tornado warnings. It actually lists multiple active ones.
Yes, exactly. The report indicates a tornado warning is currently in effect for Calvert County and St. Mary's County. That one runs until 9 p.m. EDT.
And a warning means, it means take cover now, right? Rotation spotted or indicated?
Precisely. Either radar-indicated rotation or maybe even a confirmed sighting. It means immediate action if you're in that specific warned area.
Okay. And then there's another set of tornado warnings mentioned.
For Anne Arundel, Howard, Montgomery, and Prince George's counties. Those run slightly later until 9:15 p.m. EDT.
So already the source is telling us there are these distinct pockets where the actual tornado threat is considered imminent.
Exactly right. And that's a really key distinction, from the tornado watch. That covers a much, much larger area and lasts longer.
Right. The source states there's a tornado watch for the entire D.C.-Baltimore area, and that's active until midnight EDT.
Yeah, so the watch means, basically, conditions are ripe. The ingredients are there for tornadoes to possibly develop. It doesn't mean one is happening right this second where you are.
Okay, so watch is be prepared.
Yeah.
Warning is act now.
That's the core difference. Watch. The ingredients are there. Warning. It's happening or about to happen near you. And the sheer size of this watch area that the source details. It really highlights the widespread potential.
It lists a ton of places.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking the District of Columbia, Arlington County, City of Alexandria, Charles County, Prince George's, Carroll, Frederick, Anne Arundel, Montgomery, Stafford, Prince William, Manassas, Fauquier, Fairfax City, Fredericksburg, Fairfax County, Culpeper, King George, Loudoun, Spotsylvania, then up into Maryland, Baltimore County, Calvert, Howard, St. Mary's, Washington County, and Baltimore City, too. Just underscores how widespread the potential risk is tonight.
Right. It paints a picture of a system capable of spinning things up across a really big footprint. But the source also says it's not just about tornadoes, is it? There are other serious threats.
No, not at all. We're also seeing severe thunderstorm warnings popping up from this system. The report lists Frederick County, Anne Arundel County, and Prince George's County under a severe thunderstorm warning until 8:30 p.m. EDT.
And a severe thunderstorm warning, that's usually for things like damaging winds, large hail, stuff that can still cause real problems.
Absolutely. Even without a tornado, winds over, say, 58 miles per hour or hail an inch in diameter can cause significant damage. These are still very dangerous storms.
Okay. And on top of the wind and potential rotation, there's rain. Lots of it, apparently.
Yes, a major rain producer, which, of course, leads to flooding concerns.
And the source details multiple flood alerts, too. These look pretty serious.
They do. We have active flash flood warnings. One set covers Howard County, Montgomery County, and Prince George's County until 11 p.m. EDT.
Okay, until 11 p.m. for those areas.
And then there's another flash flood warning listed until 11:15 p.m. EDT. That one's for Anne Arundel County, Baltimore County, Howard County again, and Baltimore City.
And flash flood warnings are really no joke. That means flooding is happening or expected very, very soon. Water rising fast.
Exactly. It's usually issued when intense rainfall rates are overwhelming drainage or small streams. It's an immediate threat. And this is all happening kind of under the umbrella of a broader flood watch.
Right. The source mentions that was issued by the National Weather Service.
Yes, and that watch covers the district, areas along the I-95 corridor in central Maryland and northern Virginia. It apparently started at 7 p.m. EDT.
So the watch is the sort of be aware for general flooding, while the warning is the it's happening now for that rapid onset flash flooding.
Pretty much. The watch signals conditions are favorable for flooding over a longer period or wider area, and the source mentions the potential for up to 4 inches of rain in some spots.
4 inches. Yeah, that's a lot of water.
It really is. That's what's driving both the immediate flash flood warnings and that broader flood watch. It just highlights the sheer volume of water the system can dump.
Okay, so let's try and connect the dots here. The source doesn't just list the alerts. It gives us some idea of why all of this is happening, right?
Yeah.
What atmospheric conditions are they pointing to?
Right. The FOX5 report highlights a couple of key things. First, temperatures today were higher than expected. That really ramped up the instability, basically. More fuel for storms.
Okay, heat and humidity providing the energy.
Exactly. And second, there's a deepening wave of surface low pressure that's tracking just to the west of our region. That provides the lift and, importantly, some of the spin needed for severe weather, including tornadoes.
So the heat provides the juice, and the low pressure provides the trigger and the twist.
That's a good way to put it. And what's particularly noteworthy, and the source makes a point of this, is that this specific setup has elevated the tornado potential for our area more than usual. It mentions the risk has actually risen from 2% to 5%.
Now, 2% to 5%. Numerically, that might not sound huge, but the fact the source flags it suggests it's significant for here, right?
Absolutely. For the DC area where strong tornadoes are less frequent than, say, the plains, a 5% risk is definitely considered elevated. It implies certain ingredients, maybe stronger low-level wind shear, that turning of winds with height are more potent than we typically see. It means the environment is primed in a way it usually isn't.
Raises the stakes for sure. Does the source give a timeline for the worst of it?
It does. It suggests the most severe impacts were expected west of DC a bit earlier, say between the 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. EDT. Then the focus shifts into the immediate DC metro and areas east from roughly 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. EDT.
Okay, so we're kind of in that main window right now for the immediate metro area and eastward.
Seems that way. And within that time frame, the source even tries to pinpoint the areas with the highest risk, specifically for tornado warnings tonight.
What? Where's that?
It mentions areas from the I-66 corridor southwards, so southern Maryland, northern Virginia, and down into the northern neck.
Interesting. So while the whole region is under a watch, the source suggests the probability of an actual warning being issued is maybe concentrated in those southern zones during this peak window.
That seems to be the implication, yes. But remember, tornadoes can still occur anywhere within the watch area. That's just where the source indicates the highest odds might be.
Got it. And just to recap the overall threats mentioned in the source beyond tornadoes.
Right. The summary includes heavy rainfall, that potential for flash flooding we discussed, and also a damaging wind threat from the severe thunderstorms.
Okay. So what does all this mean for you, the listener?
I think understanding these differences is just so critical. Knowing if you're in a tornado warning area where you need to act now versus a tornado watch area where you need to stay alert and be ready.
Absolutely.
And knowing the difference between a severe thunderstorm warning, which is serious, and a flash flood warning, which requires immediate caution about rising water. Understanding the specific counties listed, the timing the source provides. It's all about situational awareness, moving beyond just there's bad weather to knowing the specific risks for your location right now and what the appropriate response is based on that specific alert level. Deciphering these layers is key.
Okay, so let's try to wrap up this deep dive into the source material. The DC region, tonight, May 30th, 2025, is dealing with a really complex, severe weather event.
Definitely complex.
We've pulled out from the FOX5 updates active tornado warnings for specific counties running until about 9:00 or 9:15 p.m. There's that widespread tornado watch over the whole D.C.-Baltimore area until midnight. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings active till 8:30 p.m. in some spots. And those really serious flash flood warnings for multiple areas until around 11:00, 11:15 p.m., plus the broader flood watch because of all that potential rain.
And the underlying forecast, according to the source, points to that instability from the heat combined with that passing low-pressure system. That's what's leading to this notably elevated tornado risk tonight, especially south of I-66 and across southern MD and northern VA, plus, all the other hazards. Heavy rain, flash floods, damaging winds.
So here's maybe something to think about as you stay aware tonight. Considering how this single weather system is generating such a messy mix of overlapping warnings, tornadoes, severe storms, flash floods, all active at the same time, but impacting slightly different places at slightly different times within this packed metro area.
Yeah.
What does the sheer complexity of this specific scenario, as laid out by the source, tell us about the fundamental challenge? The challenge of first, communicating that risk clearly, and second, for you, the listener, actually understanding and processing that risk when it's not just one simple threat, but multiple layered hazards hitting so close together. Something to ponder.